Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith, and in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the all-new NKJV Shepherd from Humble Lamb. Okay, I recently did a fun unboxing video with these two Bibles from Humble Lamb. You might remember because I kind of geeked out because they have this really beautiful shepherd illustrated art gilding. Beautiful Bibles, two incredible Bibles. The first two Bibles I've ever held in person and had in person from Humble Lamb, which is a premium Bible publisher that's been new on the scene over the last few years and put out a couple different editions of the Bible. Several of you, I mentioned in my unboxing video that this was the first NKJV Shepherd. And several of you said, no, they've done this before. I didn't know that. So I got the paste-off edition, this is the one on top, as well as the edge-lined edition. So they're slightly different bindings. They released them in several different colors. And man, they just turned out really, really great. I particularly love the typesetting of this Bible. So I'm really excited to do an overhead now and go through the full specs of these Bibles, really give you a closer look so you can see what the NKJV Shepherd is all about. My goal with Bible Review Blog is to help you find a Bible that's right for you, and that's why I do these in-depth reviews, so you can see the font sizes and the layouts and the leathers and all that stuff and kind of really get a good look and feel for something that you can only buy on the internet. So you can't go to a store or a shop and see this in person and make that decision. So I'm trying to create these videos to help you do just that. So before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You can definitely find more videos just like this on my channel. But this is the NKJV Shepherd from Humble Lamb. Okay, first things first, you see the box. This white box over here comes with the edition that is edge-lined. So it's the Sahara Blue edition. You see there it says Fore-edge gilt, gold ribbons, Mauritian goatskin, very, very clean. There's their logo on the back, very sharp. The black edition is the paste-off edition. So there you see same thing, Fore-edge gilt, gold ribbons, and Mauritian goatskin. Really nice two-piece boxes. I like that they do black and white like that for the different editions. So there we have on the left, again, this is going to be the edge-lined. You can see the tab there, so it's edge-lined in there. But it's both Mauritian goatskin. This one has the paste-off liner. So that's the difference here, is that you have two options in the style of binding. So edge-lined, a little bit more expensive, a little bit more time-consuming, a little bit more flexible and floppy versus a paste-off liner. Now you can see here, this is like a really nice, this is the paste-off edition, a really nice grainy goatskin. It has a perimeter stitch around the outside. It's got 3 gold ribbons. Now I got the 2 that were blue to show like a side-by-side comparison. They have these in several different colors, but I wanted you to see everything. On the side of this one, you have the words going vertically, so it says the Word of God, NKJV, Mauritian goatskin, and then the Humble Lamb logo, and then you have double tooled ribs on the spine there, okay? So then over to this guy, still a very nice, lovely, grainy piece of goatskin, a little bit softer and floppier because of the edge-line construction. The perimeter stitch around the outside, 3 gold ribbons, so a lot of similarities. Now on the spine here, you just get the Word of God horizontally, which looks really cool when it's laying on your bookshelf, and raised spine hubs. So this is the 2 options side by side. Slightly different look and feel overall. On the inside, you get a gold gilt line on the inside of this one. It says Shepherd, New King James Version, Humble Lamb. On the back it says Mauritian goatskin, individually handcrafted. On the inside of this guy, you don't get the art gilt line. You don't get anything like words or anything there, just the paste down liner of this. But looks really sharp. And as you can see, I keep going with this, it's got gold page gilding. So there's, you can see the gold, but then when you get it in the right light, you see the shepherd. This is called Fore-edge art gilt. So you see that when you hit it at a certain corner, you can see, or a certain angle, you can see the image there of the shepherd, Jesus the shepherd, and the sheep. Same thing with this one. Now, you can see gold, and then as you do this, kind of get it in an angle, you see it. Now you'll notice you can also, when you open these Bibles up, you can really see it opening them up. So when you're flipping through it, you get that on the pages, which is really sharp. Now, again, 2 different cover options. They also, if you don't like that look of the design, they make it without that as well. So this one, I think, The blue cover is like a blue under gold art gilding. It changes depending on the cover material and the colors. They have a good color combo. So that's kind of the overall exterior aesthetic. Is one is paste down, one is edge lined. You have the option of the gilt, the Fore-edge gilt in there with the image, or not getting that. But other than that, and then the spines are a little bit different. So both of them feel great to me in hand. They have a very nice floppiness, that sort of thing. They both have Smythe Zone text blocks. This one's edge lined, this one's paste down. That's going to be your main difference. Now, as far as size goes, they're also the same size. It's 6 inches wide, 9 inches tall. The text blocks are about 1.5 inches, but with the cover, it's about 1 3/4 inches thick. This one's just a hair under that. This one is slightly thicker. The goat skin feels, and the liner feels a little bit thicker on the edge lined edition. That's the one on the bottom there. It's just slightly thicker than the other one. But overall, the outside aesthetic is very nice. For those of you who are familiar with other premium Bibles, I would say the construction of this edge-lined one reminds me a lot of the Premier Collection by Thomas Nelson and Zondervan. It has that same, the goat skin, the liner, it has that same kind of thickness and the overall feel. It might actually be just a little bit softer and floppier than those ones are typically, but it definitely kind of has that look and feel to it. But the attention to detail is very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside real quick. I'm going to focus on the edge-lined version. So I'm going to just open this up. We get in here, we got a couple of blank card sheets. There's your presentation page with the shepherd theme. You see blue is going to be a theme throughout this Bible. So it says the Word of God, King James Version. There's the NKJV logo, followed by the Humble Lamb logo. Here's our copyright page. So Humble Lamb, published in the United States of America. King James Version, all the copyright information there. There you see the info about the biblical maps. So those are their own that Humble Lamb created. Copyright 2021. Typeset in 9-point Milo. If that sounds familiar, you'll see why in a second. Printed and bound in China. Little note here from the publisher at the beginning. You can already see over here like the shepherd looking like that's just such a cool, I think it's really cool. Table of contents, Old and New Testament. You get the preface to the King James Version, as you can see. Single column layout, really beautiful. I guess some prefaces are single column when it's a traditional 2-column Bible, but that's the preface to the paper. Feels great. It's a nice, crisp white, really, really good. And then here, oh gosh, I love this text block. Okay, 32 GSM paper. It's a line match text. It's got a 9-point typeface, single column. You get the textual notes here at the bottom of the page, cross-references in the margin. I love this design. Let me just open it up here a little bit so the Bible will lay a little bit flat and you can see it. Just so beautifully designed, looks great, feels great. So I'm going to say that again. 32 GSM paper. Oftentimes, single columns you see a little bit ghosting more than you do, particularly when you get to like places like poetry, the Psalms, and Job, because there's negative space where you're going to see text on the other side. I'm not distracted by that text at all. It's got a nice opacity to it. The text is line matched, so that helps. It's got blue accents on the page. So there you see chapter numbers are in blue. You see the cross references; those entries are in blue. Looks really sharp. This text is a 9-point Milo. If that sounds familiar, because that's what's used in the Schuyler Quintel and the personal size Quintel and the wide margin Quintel. I think they might even use it in the Canterbury. Very lovely font. I always say about the Milo that it reads bigger than it actually is. Does that make sense? It just looks really nice on the page. So it says 9-point, but this has a nice spacing between the lines too, so it's really comfortable to read. You might notice here, you can see there's something on the other side of that page. One of the other additions that we have in these Humble Lamb Bibles are the illustrations of Gustave Doré. So very similar to the Cambridge Family Chronicle Bible. I think these are some of the exact same woodcut illustrations that Doré is famous for. This is, I think, 66 of them. There's 221 total, so 66 of them can be found throughout this Bible in key places where they just kind of, illuminate the text a little bit, which I think is really cool. But again, this is kind of the classic look. Single column text, footnotes at the bottom, cross-references in the side. I love this typesetting. I really love the design of this Bible, the blue accents on the page. I like how this Fore-edge gilt kind of pops on either side of it when you're looking at it. It's just really beautifully done. So here at the beginning of Ezra, you see that faint blue line there at the bottom of the word Ezra. Really nice. And you get the shepherd. It's just very appealing to me. This Bible feels like it has some classic tendencies, but with modern appointments and modern touches. I really, really love it. Poetry, like I said, you still get the single column. It is paragraph format, but you're going to have like a more verse-by-verse poetic type setting. Let me show you the Psalms. A lot of people like to see the Psalms. So let's get one where it starts kind of towards the top of the page so you can see what that looks like. If I can find one. Oh, there we go, Psalm 77. So there you see blue, bold in there in the heading, and then the verse-by-verse kind of poetic format. Looks really, really nice. One of the other cool things about this Bible that's just different is when you get to the New Testament, you notice it's blue letter for the words of Christ. Check that out. So everything is in black, but then the words of Jesus are in blue. Very different, very unique. I just think it's kind of a cool touch. It's a very unique, so you think about that. It's like blue letter, the Fore-edge gilt, the Gustave Doré illustrations, single column. I mean, it's a really unique, different kind of Bible, and it's a full-on reference Bible. It looks really great. When we get to the end of it here, see some other illustrations. So there's Fallen Babylon in there. These look pretty good. They're a little dark in certain places. I found the one in, where was I looking the other day? I was in the New Testament somewhere. There's Luke, the Nativity story. That's a little bit lighter. That looks good. It's nice to be reading through that and then to have that image there. At the end of the Bible, when you get to the end of Revelation, you get a concordance. So there's the concordance right there. 3-column with blue accents. These big blue drop caps to kind of find your place there. And then after the concordance, as we mentioned earlier on the copyright page, you get a set of Bible maps. This is a slightly thicker, glossier paper. You see the world of the patriarchs, the 12 tribes of Israel. Looks nice. Some more blue accents on that page. And then a few end sheets of cardstock, followed by the end page and the leather liner. The paste-off edition is the exact same text block on the inside. All the specs of this are the exact same. All of the illustrations are the same. The concordance, everything is the same. It's really just the binding and the exterior look and the feel. Overall, I mean, 2 really beautiful, unique Bibles. There is a lot to like about this. So there you have it. That's the NKJV Shepherd from Humble Lamb. You've got the paste-off edition, you've got the edge-lined edition, both of which come in multiple different colors. And then they also have some editions that don't have that shepherd and lamb art gilding on there, the design on the pages. So if you're not into that, you can get just a normal looking Bible that everything else is going to be the same as far as the quality. I mean, beautifully designed Bibles. Congrats to Humble Lamb on the release of this one. It just looks beautiful. It feels great. I love the typesetting, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy one of these Bibles. I'll put a link to Humble Lamb's website so you can order one of these. I'll also put links to BibleReviewBlog.com where I'll post some more photos of these and some more of the written details about these Bibles. You can check those out. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook, so definitely check me out on social media. And if you would, leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this. Tell me what your first impressions are. If you have a Humble Lamb Bible and you love it, we would love to hear from you. Definitely ask me any questions that you have about this if I missed anything, and I'll get back to you with those answers. And once again, before you go, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I so appreciate my viewers. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.